Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Purple Broom Apothecary Presents. I am your hostess, Natalie, and today I am going to do the Saturday Sling. Please forgive me because it's actually Friday night. I look like hell, and I have this little soul patch going on because the puppy jumped up and popped me in the face with her head. So, that's how it is. This is how we're doing it tonight. I just had enough time to come home and change my shirt. I am using the Ancestral Path Tarot today. It is a neat little deck. Whoop, there you go. It's a neat deck. I understand that it's out of print, but I believe the lady who told me it was out of print also told me that they are going to start reprinting this deck. And what's really neat about it is that the cards all show different backgrounds and cultural genres, which I really like. It's a mix of different kinds of cultures and views, so it kind of encompasses all of the major ancestor paths that could be there. Not all of them, but you know. Anyway, the suits, however, also I want to talk a little bit about that because the suits are a little bit different. It does have swords, okay, and it has cups, which is more of an English Celtic Germanic kind of background there. Then it has staves for wands, and instead of pentacles it has, and I'm looking for it here, circles, sacred circles. And that was one of the things I really liked about this deck, is that my family is such a mix of cultures in terms of not just within the generation that we're in, but also in general. I have a really varied genetic background, and so I really like this deck because I feel like it allows me to connect with all of my background. And I use this deck primarily for that. I don't use it a lot in personal readings for people unless I'm doing like an ancestral or a past life reading for someone. If I'm doing a reading to connect them with ancestors, I'll use it. I use it primarily for myself to connect with my ancestors on a deeper level and with my spirit guides, because I do believe that your spirit guides are essentially family members that have passed on, or manifestations of the god and goddess that they're sending to you to guide you. So, that being said, I'm going to go ahead and shuffle up the cards as best I can. The cards are still a little stiff, so I have a hard time shuffling them. And let's pull the card and see. Today's card is the Wheel of Fortune. Yay! Thank you, Vanna White. Okay, so Wheel of Fortune. What does this card mean for us today? Now, this card in this particular deck is pretty different than I've ever seen it in any other deck, because you don't really see any wheels. You just see swirling around the universe because everything is circular, cyclical. So I would take this card to mean that if you are mindful of the lessons you have learned throughout your life and throughout your being, you are in line, or you have the tools you need to be successful. Now, another thing that the Wheel of Fortune card says to me every time I see it is be careful how you treat people on the road up, because you never know who you're going to meet on the road down. Because like it or not, a wheel turns. So this card serves to remind you that where you are now is not where you are always going to be, that there are ups and downs to life. It is circular and cyclical. So be mindful of the decisions that you make today and how they may manifest themselves in the future. Now, this goes to something very interesting, because for those of you that are familiar with the Akashic Records, remember that we as witches believe that this is not our only existence, that we've been here before, we will be here again. We are here to glean everything we can from being human, and the thing about that experience is that sometimes the decisions we made back here could be manifesting themselves now. So, you know, decisions and responses, reaction takes time. Not everything is immediate in the reaction. There will be a reaction, there will be a response, and there will be consequences to your actions and your choices. And the Wheel of Fortune reminds us of that you need to be mindful of the decisions that you make today, because those decisions may come around to smack you in the butt next time or help you, depending on how you take that road. So I always like to look at the Wheel of Fortune as a sign that you could be coming into some fortune, that you have an opportunity to be a full of abundance, and not just financial abundance. Abundance in terms of love, friendship, confidence, success in general. But you need to be careful, because as that cycle goes up, it may come back down, and it will go back up again. So if you are at one of those low points in your life, bear in mind that this card tells you that you may be on the way back up. If you're at a high point in life, it's reminding you that that cycle may cycle back down. Things go around and around, and so that fortune turns itself upside down constantly. So the card this time would be to just state to you in the next coming week, be mindful of decisions you've made in the past and how they could be manifesting themselves today. Be mindful of the decisions that you make today and the consequences they may have in the future. Be kind to all, be kind to yourself, because the decisions you make now, you will be seeing again in the future, the consequences thereof. So that's your Saturday Sling. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I hope your 4th was wonderful if you celebrated that. And I will see you guys soon again. Thank you so much for watching. Blessed be.